Yes, indeed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh-huh. Welcome, White Rabbit. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Glad you're here. It is Saturday, is it not Saturday? At least for me. No one is answering. I'm freaking out. Ha! Why aren't you answering? I'm freaking out. Hey, are you going to make me run down to your room or something? I don't know. Wait, I meant sprint. Don't run, sprint. Yeah, because that's a trauma response. That's right. That's a trauma response. Right? That's what happens when we attach trauma to every little thing. Yeah. Except it doesn't apply in this case. It never did. Funny how that is. Welcome, Ashley Brogdon. Oh, you don't have to do much. Don't put too much on the face there. All right. All right. Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm going to read you some articles first, and then we're going to finish off Morris Bodycam. Yeah. And then maybe a couple other things. Because I have to always go back to Miss Dillon and Miss Funk's interviews. Yeah, because that's really all we got. Until we get more. All right? Until we get the Betante interview that he conducted with Miss Funk. In which, once we get that, we're going to have a really good idea of just how much Bethany Funk actually knew. And how, again, in my opinion, Dylan Morrison's going to look even worse than she already has. Of course. Very easy to see that. So, let me start with this, my loves. Yeah, I'm a little bit irritated, I must say. Irritated, because I get people citing studies from 1966. I deleted it. I deleted it right away. Look, if you're going to cite a study, at least make it like, I don't know, close to now. But to be fair, my post could have been a little bit more clear in terms of what I was getting at. So, to be fair. But I'm not going to read a study from 1966. Okay? No. Not when we have a thing called DNA. Anyway, welcome Terry Lynn, welcome Dame Sophia. Hello. I hope we're having a beautiful weekend, by the way. No, not Master. What? Oh, you're not saying hello to me? Terry Lynn, you not saying hello to me? Just to God. All right, just to God. All right. Well, hello anyway. Yeah. What did I do to you? Did I do something to you? No. Oh, come on now. Let's see. What do I want to start with? I'll read this to you. Now, this is AI. This is just an AR overview, but they do cite some articles. So the question is, perpetrators who delay calling 911 in homicide cases. So I want to start with that. How's that? Yeah, because, again, there's a lot of people in denial still. Despite the fact that Koberger pled guilty. Still. All right. But let's read this, and I want you to think if this resonates in this case, all right? So why do perpetrators in homicide cases delay calling 911? Well, yes, we know. Staging the scene, disposing of evidence, trying to establish an alibi or manage emotional shock. Bullshit in this one, but whatever. This delay is a critical behavioral red flag frequently used by investigators to identify deception, right? As perpetrators might prioritize self-preservation over rendering aid, sometimes engaging activities like showering or cleaning before alerting authorities. That's in this research done by JMU, James Madison University, in Harrisonburg, Virginia. That's where this is coming from. Welcome, DNI. Common reasons for delaying. Staging the scene. Right? Downplaying the seriousness of the incident, like an unconscious roommate versus 4 mutilated bodies. Big difference, remember? Disposing of evidence, like hiding knives, cleaning blood, destroying incriminating items in fires. 8 hours is a long time to do this kind of thing. It's a long time. Trying to create a fabricated story or contacting others to create a false timeline. Gee, what does that sound like to you? Do we not see all of this in this case? Let me read that again. Contacting others to create a false timeline. Shock, panic, denial. While sometimes genuine, extreme delays are often used to process the crime or manage fear. Of my actions, of what I did. Yeah. Sound familiar? Should I keep going? People in denial. To minimize my involvement, fabricating a scenario where they just discovered the body rather than causing the death. Gee, what does that sound like? We're 10 out of 10 so far, aren't we, Miss Dillon? This is exactly what she did. Behavioral indicators in delayed calls. Unexplained knowledge. Describing details of the scene not yet visible. Indicating presence during the crime. Lack of urgency. Focus on non-essential details. Like, well, hey, what's going on? Is there somebody who passed out unconscious? What does Dylan Mortensen say? I don't really know, but can I pretty much tell you what happened at 4 o'clock in the morning? That's exactly what she did, and that's exactly what she said. Gee, we're 12 out of 12 so far, aren't we, Moscow Police Department? Yeah. Thinking pause. Significant gaps in time where the perpetrator is deciding what to say or do next. Like holding up in Bethany Funk's room for 8 hours. Yeah. Right? Can we go on? So it links to these 2 news articles, and I want to show you one of them, which is this one. Just saying. People in denial. They really. I just showed you exactly what Dylan Mortensen's behavior was during this entire, just in that alone, because that's exactly what she did. Sure. There you go. I mean, she hits all the criteria. All right, let me go on to this. Yeah, fuck you. Try to fucking fuck with me in my own fucking chat. All right. Or my posts, I should say. Hang on. Fucking thing. Video shows Moscow police going room to room, first finding No, that's not what I want. Slow down. Don't call the paramedics. Slow down. Don't call the paramedics. The paramedics don't need to come in here and check on any bodies. It's okay. Because I'm the medical expert and not you. Correct, Moscow police? Correct. Yeah. Let me read this to you. Now, this is the ABC 11 from Raleigh. So, let me read this to you. This is, of course, this is a couple years ago, but still. Records previously released in a motion by prosecutors suggested Mortensen renewed her efforts to reach the others in the house at about 10:23 a.m., only, quote, waking up and realizing that she had not heard from her roommates. Right? Remember? But Koberger's attorneys say Mortensen joined Funk in her room, and their phone activity was only dark for about 3 hours. According to the defense filing, which is true, Mortensen's phone's records show that she was awake earlier than prosecutors claim she was. Yeah, weird, huh? Right? We know this. Why that? Why is that? The defense filing reveals a string of phone activity for Mortensen and Funk not previously made public on purpose by Thompson. Gee, I wonder why. Funk and Mortensen, identified by their initials in court documents, were both using their phones by around 8 a.m. Of course. And this defense filing claims Funk first called her dad's phone at 7:30 a.m. That's all true. We all know that. Right? Right. So, yes, we've been through this before. The defense motion details the call activity and social media accessed by the roommates, picking up hours after exchanges. Funk last accessing Instagram at 4:37. 7:30, right? Less than 3 hours. They didn't sleep very long, if at all. Right? This is where the Hobbit starts spam texting her parents, her dad, her mother, another phone number, calls her home number, right? Because she had a toothache. Remember? That was her excuse for spamming because she had a toothache. Remember that, people in denial? Remember that? Is that a good excuse to spam call your parents so early in the morning? Calls mom. Dad calls her back. Dylan Morrison, we know she was on Instagram the whole entire time. Bethany Funk is taking pictures. Remember this? Which Moscow never revealed what she was taking pictures of. Thompson, they all ignored this, of course. They never treated them like suspects, of course. Right? Mom texts her back. So on and so on and so on. Remember all this? Yeah. Right. Hang on. hang on. I gotta reinforce. We gotta reinforce things here. Because people in denial, I'll tell you what, it's very difficult to break through that. Yeah, in the motion, right, we all know this, Koberger's attorneys dispute the prosecution's claims that Mortensen woke up to realize her roommates hadn't responded to her text overnight. Mortensen tried again to reach Kaylee and Maddie starting at 10:23, asking, are you up? Knowing full well what she did the night before with her associates. The new defense filing says Mortensen used Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Indeed, so on and so on and so on. Texted her dad. Of course, we all know this, right? Remember? Yeah, of course. Right? Jenna comes in the picture here. Right? Good. That goes on. Again, we're on Yik Yak, TikTok, Indeed. We all know this. Yeah. Bethany Funk was the one who eventually called 911, as we know, not Dylan Mortensen. If anybody should have called 911 in this case, it should have been Dylan Mortensen, as we know. But no, it was Bethany Funk, the person who supposedly never saw or heard anything except a firecracker. Remember? Welcome, Dame Celestine. Welcome. Remember? Do we remember these things? Right. If anybody's supposed to be calling 911, it should have been Dylan Mortensen. She's the one that saw the masked intruder, remember? And Xana's body. Twice, at least twice. Yeah. But no, it wasn't, of course, we know that. It wasn't Miss Dylan Mortensen. No, it was Bethany the Hobbit, who never saw anything, remember? But here's what happened. In my opinion, Bethany Funk, if not directly involved in the murders, she realized that Dylan Mortensen was out of her mind. And she realized something was wrong. And I think she realized Dylan may have had something to do with what was going on here. And here's another thing I think. I think Dylan decided to take a shower. And I think during this time, I think Bethany Funk was making the decision whether or not to get out of that fucking house while Dylan was away from her. I don't think Bethany Funk wanted to do anything directly in front of Dylan Mortensen. No, I don't. And so what I think Bethany Funk did, I think Funk waited until Dylan was sort of in a compromising situation, like going to the shower to wash off, right? Now that happened in the morning. I do believe that happened in the morning, right? Prior to the 911 call being made. But I think that gave Bethany Funk the opportunity to actually get away from Miss Dylan. All right? Something like that happened. I don't know. That's not exactly one-to-one. But at some point, Bethany Funk gets away from Dylan Mortensen. She is with Jenna McClure at some point. We know that's when the 911 call happens, right around that time, where Jenna is now on scene with Bethany Funk. That's when Bethany Funk makes a decision to call 911 when she's not around Dylan Mortensen. Remember that. That's very important here. she did not call 911 right in front of Dylan. I don't think so. I think Dylan was showering. I really do. I think Dylan was showering. And I think once Dylan realized that, or just got out of the shower, and I think once Dylan realized that Bethany Funk was no longer sort of around her, and realized that she's calling, in the process of calling 911 or something like that, that's when Dylan Morrison, that's when she came out of the house, barefoot, with no shoes and socks on, dressed in a small t-shirt and sweatpants. That's what happened here, in my opinion. Because why else would you come out of the house like that? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I think how this plays out in my mind is Bethany caught Dylan off guard. And Dylan was not prepared at this point to exit the house. But she had to, because she realized, yes, now 911 has been called, and she can't stay in the house. She can't be in the house now at this point. No. So she still probably could have put shoes and socks on, but she didn't for some reason. She didn't. Yeah. Anyway, let me carry on. Just saying. Well, it's so glad. See, again, we should have seen this. Yeah, of course they're going to testify at the trial. Of course, they have no choice. They have no choice but to testify. That's what we should have seen. Again, imagine seeing these two on the witness stand. You imagine what a field day a good defense attorney would have had with these two? Again and again and again, they would have been ripped apart. Because, again, why? Because their stories don't make sense, especially Dylan Morrison's. Bethany, maybe you can kind of, yeah, maybe. But not Dylan Morrison. Not Dylan Morrison. Not at all. Not at all. And too bad, again, Ann Taylor was not the defense attorney that was needed here. Brian actually needed a real defense attorney team, not Ann Taylor, who sold him up the river. Yep. And she did. Absolutely sold him up the river. Yeah, there you go. Why didn't they call him sooner? That's right. Good question, Ann. Too bad you never followed up at trial with this question, because that would have been one hell of a question to ask, Ann Taylor. Anyway, carry on. Yeah, this is hey, remember, hey, people in denial, I want you to read this with me. Despite her stated fear of leaving her room, she does so and joins Bethany the Hobbit downstairs. To get to Bethany Funk's bedroom, Mortensen passed the front door of the residence. The Hobbit was steps from the front door. Neither of them left the house. Neither of them called friends, family, or law enforcement for help. Right? So why am I sprinting down to the Hobbit's room? People in denial need to answer this question, fuckers. So if there's nothing going on and I'm not in any danger, which Dylan Morrison, and I quote, I was never in any danger. I never sensed any danger. I was never in any danger. So the question is, why is Dylan Morrison even going down to Bethany Funk's room if there's no danger? Let alone sprinting down to her room. Sprinting, not running, not walking gingerly. No, I'm sprinting like I'm running a marathon. People in denial. People in denial. Welcome, Glenn. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I can't say. I think she was. Maybe not. If you're going to say that, maybe you can get away with saying she wasn't there the entire time, perhaps. But she puts herself there. The problem is she puts herself there the entire time. They both do. They both do. It would have been very easy for them to say, you know what? Well, we didn't stay there the entire night. We left the house. That's actually a better excuse. But you can't. They couldn't get away with that, though. They couldn't get away with that. No. All right. Anyway, wanted to show you that because that always pisses me off when people in denial, they claim that there's this huge trauma that occurred, even though there's absolutely no proof whatsoever that Dylan Morrison was in any type of trauma. There's no proof. And Dylan's own interviews refute that idea. It's only Victoria Gooch who is suggesting that. Victoria Gooch is the one who is suggesting that Dylan Morrison is in some sort of trauma. That's the only person. And Victoria Gooch, as we know, is not a licensed medical professional in any capacity. So, there you go. Anyway. I ain't Shafton. Who are we talking about? Shafton what? What are you talking about? I may have forgot a little bit. I'm not shafting anybody. Don't start. You're in my chat. You're in my chat. You don't fucking start. What are you talking about? You're in my chat, man. I can do whatever I want. It's much easier to prove that Bethany Funk was there than it is to say she wasn't, right? If you say she wasn't there, well, then where was she? All right. Where was she? Prove it. Where was she? I mean, if you say she wasn't there, okay, fine, but where was she? I don't know. If you say she was in a hotel room, which one? And why would she put herself at the scene of the crime? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Unless you want to go you really want to go the cover-up route. I mean, Anyway, all right, quick break. Hey, I am irritated, so keep that in mind. Quick break. Nothing personal. Quick break. Yeah. All right. Calm down. Calm down. All right. The whites. All right, the whites. I'm going to beat your ass, Philip. I'm going to fire you and beat your ass. All right, here we go. All right. Yeah, maybe I do. Or just some good coffee. Good coffee. I'm irritated because I see comments on my posts. I'm like, well, obviously you have a way different interpretation than I do of the interviews. A much different interpretation. Yeah. And remember, the only person suggesting trauma here was Victoria Gooch. And Dylan played along with it, of course. Dylan fed right into it. Yes, of course I'm in trauma. That's why I don't remember anything. I was either drunk, right? I was drunk, right? Or I don't know what's real. Those are her two excuses. I don't know what's real, and I was drunk. Yeah. Those are not answers. Okay? That's not a defense. No. Unless she's trying to claim insanity at a later time. Maybe. But Victoria Gooch is the one who introduced trauma into this whole fucking thing. And from that point on, she was referred to talk to a trauma counselor. And Dylan Mortensen played right along with it. That's what happened here. That's what happened. No time before this was there any proof that there was any such trauma. That was an excuse thought up by Moscow police and Idaho State Police to try to justify why there was such a time delay in the 911 call. Why there was such a delay. That was their whole thought process of trying to justify the roommate's behaviors. That's why they did that. But there's no proof of that. Just because Victoria Gooch threw that out in the interview multiple times over and over again doesn't mean that Dylan Mortensen was actually in trauma. People in denial. I mean, give me a break here. She was never officially diagnosed with PTSD as far as we know. Was she? Do we have proof of that? Did a psychiatrist formally diagnose Dylan Mortensen with post-traumatic stress disorder as far as you and I know? No. Do we see that in any of the state's documents that she was formally diagnosed by a psychiatrist after the murders? No. Bill Thompson never had that information. So I don't want to hear any more about this fucking trauma bullshit. All right? There's no evidence that Dylan Mortensen was in any trauma. This was made up by Moscow police to justify and rationalize why they did not treat Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk as suspects in this case. Even though they are suspects in this case, especially Dylan Mortensen. So I don't want to hear any more about it from people in denial. Okay? There is no proof of it. In fact, Dylan Mortensen's behavior and her very own statements are the exact opposite of somebody who is in trauma. So, fuck you, people. Not my garden here. I'm just saying, people who want to argue with me in my posts. Yeah. There's no proof. You can't just say, well, she was in trauma. No, you can't. I can say that about anything. Well, how comes I didn't get... Hey, listen to this. Hey, guess what, Garden? I forgot to put gas in my car today. You know why? I was in trauma. It was fucking raining out. I was lazy. But despite the fact that I'm lazy, I was also traumatized. How about that? Or, Master Nature, why did you forget to feed the Shadow Gato today? What's wrong with you? Oh my God. You're right, I forgot. I was in trauma. I'm sorry, I was in trauma. See, we start throwing that word around and to excuse everybody's behavior of why we didn't do certain things. Like, I don't know, call 911 after seeing dead bodies, like Xana's dead body, twice at least, covered in blood. Yeah. We all saw the crime scene pictures, guys, didn't we? We all saw the crime scene pictures. And guess what? Xana was covered from head to toe in fucking blood. Absolutely was. In fact, that whole room was covered in blood. You remember that? Remember that scene in Carrie at the very end, where they dump blood on her, shit like that. She kills everybody. Yeah, that's what it reminds me. In fact, but it covers the entire room. That pig's blood. Remember the pig's blood they dumped on her? Yeah. That's what I imagine Xana looking like, just laying on the floor. Yeah. And Dylan Mortensen saw that twice, at least. And she didn't do a fucking thing, did she? She didn't even call 911, did she? No. Bethany called 911. No, what Dylan Mortensen did, as part of her distancing and being the guilty party that she is, she decided to call everybody else, called Hunter Johnson to discover the body. Remember, that's one of the characteristics of somebody who's a perpetrator of a murder who delays calling 911. They will oftentimes call other people to come over to discover the bodies. And that's exactly what Dylan Mortensen did in this case. Classic. This is classic distancing. When you want other people to discover the bodies of your crime. And that's exactly what Mortensen did. This is classic behavior. Moscow. Welcome. Amy Conway, Blonde Lily, Blonde Moon Lily. The smell of iron, the smell of feces, the smell of urine leaking out of bodies. Yeah. That's something. Yeah. All that kind of good stuff, you know. Anyway, we'll get to that. I'm going to show a little bit. I have to show a little bit more of this. Remember, that denial is very strong. Very strong. Yeah. Even now, even today. I don't care. I know the guy. Hey, I know. I'm not totally deluded here. I know Brian Kohlberger pled guilty. I still can't figure out why. Still can't figure that one out. But anyway, let's carry on. I want to get to this. So we'll finish off Morris, who currently at this point has his hand over his body camera. Yes, the clock is running. The clock is running here. So yeah, this is redacted. He has his hand over the camera. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea. I have no idea what they're doing. Welcome, Satire. Welcome, Ellie Ryan. Everybody I missed, welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know what we're doing. Now, I don't know if we're taking bodies out of the house. I don't know. Perhaps that's what we're doing here, and that's why we got our hand over the... I don't know. I'm guessing that. Welcome, Dame Deb, Queen of the Bee. Because what I thought when they took the bodies out, what I thought they did was, I thought they backed up the ambulance to the house, they put up a tarp around the front door, and that's when they started carrying the bodies out. Unless I was wrong about that, but that's what I thought they did. But I could be wrong.
Well, we're looking for a K-bar military. They separated with discrepancy, so it sounds like...
We're looking for a K-bar something. It sounds like, and now we're blocked out again. We don't know what they're talking about, which is this is probably another really extremely important conversation that we should be hearing, but we don't. We don't. Yep. Gee, it makes you wonder why they block out so much information, doesn't it, guys? When it's absolutely not necessary. Why is that? Oh, did they? They put one of the bodies next to the front door. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, but I thought they backed the ambulance up. They put a tarp over that to actually take the bodies out. That's what I thought they did here. I don't see no ambulance. I just see a bunch of cops standing around with one hand over the fucking camera here.
So I don't know, but that could have been the screen. He may have never went downstairs. Oh, there was a screen. Can you know about a screen? Yeah, well, not a scream, but one of the gals yelling something. There's somebody in the house. There's somebody in there.
Oh, not a scream, guys.
Said that she heard that. She thought it was Kim. She heard that? Yeah. What was the deal about the firework? So that was the gallon down in this.
What was the deal about the firework?
What she thought was a
Firecracker.
Yeah, so this is an empty. You got
You got pictures of all these kids as IDs? Yes. Can you send them to me and copy? Yeah.
No, carry on. What's your hypothesis about the firework that Bethany Funk allegedly said she heard and saw? Yeah, tell us, Moscow police. What was your theory about that? Because you dropped it really quick. You did. In fact, you didn't even follow up at all with that. Remember my guys.
Full names, positive IDs. Yeah, so I can tag them right, take them up to. Tag them right. Make sure everybody's.
Yeah, I'm going to short with the next one. So I'm going to follow you guys there. So once we get there, I'll forward it to you and I'll mark it. So I'm going to make sure my marking is on there. I'm going to take photos of all of that.
Yeah, we got a lot of people laughing. We got a lot of people laughing in the house, don't we, guys? Why are they all laughing? I don't know. Hey, let's listen to that again. We got a lot of people laughing inside the house, don't we?
Yeah, I'm going to short with the next one.
You listen to the backgrounds, the people in the house in the background laughing.
So I'm going to follow you guys there. So once we get there, I'll forward it to you and I'll mark it. So I'm going to make sure my marking is on there. I'm going to take photos of all of that.
Man, it sounds like they're having a party. What are they doing? Hey, Idaho State Police, what are you doing in the house, Moscow? What are you doing there? It sounds like you're having a fucking party. Just like these kids did, right? Just like there's a party house. They might as well fucking live it up.
I hope we have enough.
Yeah. Idaho, yeah. Yeah.
We have specific tags for the bags with number codes on them that you have.
If you have only enough for two and one consent to, then
then
I can come back.
I still don't understand why he has his hand on the fucking camera here. There's no reason to have your hand on the camera, buddy.
Not.
Morris.
And then once we guys come back in the morning, I call you and we come down and put them on.
Yeah.
Actually, because we gotta have that number. The number that goes on the zipper has to be the same number on the anklet bracelet that you put on them. And it's got to match. And then that number's also got to be written on it.
Oh, is that Thompson? I thought Thompson left.
Have a place that we could put them
I thought Thompson
that
left.
I could put evidence tape on until
I thought he left. Ashley left too. Maybe not.
perfect. Then I can put evidence tape on your lock.
Is that Bad Santa? Man, yeah, it sounds like him. You're right. I could have sworn he fucking left though.
First thing in the morning.
Well, because I have to wait for my guy to get back.
That is. You're right. That is Bad Santa. That is Evil Santa. That's right.
I'm finishing what I'm dealing with here, dude.
I know one of them on.
I know exactly what you're doing.
No, you don't. None of you do. Oh, okay. Thank you for taking your hand off the camera. Okay. That's true. They are all smiling. They are all smiling. They are. Weird, huh? That's another thing. Again, how comes nobody knows? How comes nobody has the appropriate emotional reactions? Not even any. Nobody does. This is supposed to be a horrific murder scene, right? Remember, 4 young college students butchered, right? How comes nobody's emotional responses match anything to do with actually what happened here? No, it never does. Fucking crazy. Unless they're all sociopaths, guys. They must be.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
So I can do all that process.
Okay.
The full body, the gun stamp and all that on it. It's cold out here.
Yeah, we got, Kathy's got extra tags too, so. Yeah, perfect. Extra.
Take care of all of that, and I'll meet you back at the station if you're not done.
Yeah, I think all we're doing here is once they get done with all the evidence collection, we're going to take it all out here and go through piece by piece and make sure we're accountable
Yeah, really. Hey, yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like anybody's affected by the smells at all. And it's supposed to be really hot in there, too, by the way. Mm-hmm. Really hot. Now, you got a really hot house and you got 4 rotting corpses in it. It probably doesn't smell too good, I'm just saying. And they've been there a long time. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, here we go.
What's that? No, I got 2 cots. We'll just make 2 trips. Oh. Just a lot of driving. Yeah. Full day. All right. Does this need to go up or is it over? No, that's up. Okay. To move that cot real quick. Push down. Push this one in.
So, okay, so we never load the bodies into we never load them into an actual ambulance. We just what are we putting them in? What is going on here? Okay, we got stretchers.
No, not yet. Just hang on. We'll be there in 10, 12 minutes. So, okay.
Hey, guys, are there any medical personnel here at all on scene? Weird. I don't know. Wow. A funeral home. I could have sworn they put up a tarp, though, and I guess not. I guess they never did that. Wow. Yeah. Huh. So what is Stacy Chapin talking about then when she's saying she goes there the next morning, she walks there to the house because she knows Ethan's she wants to be near Ethan? What the fuck's she talking about? If they remove the bodies tonight, the same night, what's Stacy talking about? No medics needed. That's okay. That's interesting. Wow. Wow. Jeez. Okay, a funeral hearse. Okay, all right, a hearse. Yeesh. Okay, there is. Photos of the tarp. I don't fucking see him here. I don't feel like I fucking see a tarp at all. But, strange. I don't know. Wow. Alright. Okay. Okay. Hey. Oh, there's Kathy. There's Kathy. Hey, Kathy.
I'll mark you off.
She's going home to make candlesticks. Yeah, that's a souvenir comment, right? Yeah, that's the booty souvenir comment.
So I know not to come back here. Okay. So I don't want to leave you hanging if there's still things to do.
Yeah. Oh, they sprayed that blue goo all right.
Do you know like an actual form? Nope, it's pretty funny. I was like, we might. I've never seen because it's usually like.
Hey, it's Bulbous Creation. Hi, Bulbous. Mr. Brett Payne. Bulbous creation.
That's high blood pressure, huh?
Yeah, I think it's
Isn't that Brett Payne?
I was like sick when I went in. Oh, they say your blood pressure's high when you're sick.
Yeah, it is.
I'm drinking a lot of energy stuff, so. Doctor's kind of jerks about it. I went to quick care because I was trying to get eye drops because I had an eye infection, and they're just like, the nurse was like, "Whoa." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Oh, the doctor talked to you." And I was like, "I'm just here for eye drops." Like, yeah, me? Yeah, exactly. So then the doctor came in, and she's like, "Do you have high blood pressure in your family?" I was like, "Well, my mom has high blood pressure." She's like, "Okay." And she's like, "You need to start working out." And I was like, "I work out 5 to 6 days a week." And she's like, "Oh." She's like, "You do look like a healthy young man. So your blood pressure is just a little high." She's like, "It's not that bad, but for being 26, like, it's like worrisome." Like, she's like, "You need to like get it down." She's like, "You don't need medication or anything, but kind of just looks like just take care of it." Right? I was like, "Well, I do drink like
Mr. Bulbous creation.
Come in." No, man. No, you get to a place where we're gonna seal this bad boy up here pretty quick, and all 4 victims are on their way to the funeral. So once we get evidence stuff accountable, I'm gonna leave here and we'll come back in the morning, basically. So yeah, if you get to a place where you're good to stop, then you're good to stop, and we'll just catch up again in the morning. All right, man. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, bye. We got all right.
That's right, CB. That's right. That's good advice, CB. Don't drink. Don't drink. And don't eat lead paint chips. Don't eat lead paint chips. Or you get something like that. That's correct. And then guess what happens? Then you have an entire town full of people like this. That's what happened. Welcome, Seattle Rain. Hello, beautiful garden. That's right. Welcome, Seattle.
Tied to this that happens.
Yeah.
This is a weird setup house. It's like you have 2 bedrooms down here. You have another bedroom on the second level and a 3rd bedroom upstairs. And then 2 bedrooms.
It is a weird setup. It's called, we're trying to make as much money as possible on the house rental, on the rental.
Okay. So are they done collecting and now they're doing the DNA stuff?
Yep. Doing DNA swabs, so Sarge is going to go follow the second 2
Yeah,
more.
just took off.
So once they're done here, we're going to do evidence accountability, make sure everybody got all the pieces.
Count all the numbers.
Yep. And then I'm going to seal this door. Every other window and door is already sealed, so once we're done, we'll lock it up. And
then we'll get, I already told Aaron, we'll keep that out, but we'll get a graveyard unit up here to, as soon as they normally have 3 on. But I guess Branson's on till midnight, so.
Let's see. Yeah, it's, what is it? 10:05. 10:05.
is he coming in at 6 tomorrow with you guys?
He is.
Yeah, 10:05.
Yeah, we made arrangements to basically
Right?
have
What is that?
Dustin
Yeah.
have the other
Yeah,
days.
10:05.
The team is going to split hours and make staffing on days for Monday and Tuesday. And then they'll come in Wednesday and go through that team. And you guys are probably going to be yours Thursday. There's going to be some.
So is SWAT training getting canceled?
Yeah, it's canceled.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was going to
It
say.
sounds like two,
I don't think we have time for
it
that.
sounds like they may do Tuesday.
On gummies. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Nice little performance. I like that. It was good. Ah, okay. I don't know where he is. I thought he was at the university, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
The goal do is with your brain's failing, with your log. Just whoever, whatever night shifter comes up to relieve you, just give it to them, and then I'll let them know too. But have them just do like whenever they do a walk around, just write down and check.
All the windows have been secured. Cool. Set this down so I can put my hand in my pocket. I had them on earlier.
Probably would. Probably would, CB. Fuck yeah. Oh, don't sing.
I love cold weather. I hate being in cold weather.
Wow. All right. Well, it sucks you're in Idaho then. I guess.
Sweat, dying. You wouldn't like California. So you wouldn't like California. We're staying on crashes. It's like 120 degrees outside. I feel like you're melting to this, man. Worst place I've ever been, actually. Worse than Afghanistan. Missouri. It is so humid and hot, man. We got good 90s, high 90s.
Oh my god.
80% humidity, so you just can't stop sweating. You're sweating. Freaking miserable. It's disgusting. I've never lived anywhere where it's humid. I've never been anywhere where it's humid. Oh man, it's a different kind of suck, man. It is awful. The first time I ever had heat exhaustion was in Missouri doing my head down. I was running, trying to get to my points, and I didn't play very good, so I was running behind on time. And got to the point where I was drenched, literally like soaking wet. I started getting shivers, like getting cold. Called one of the captains. He's like, "Yeah, I'm coming to get you, sir." Okay. Of course.
Now, this is interesting stuff, guys. There we All right. Hey, quick break. I need a smoke here. I can't handle the riveting dialogue. Oh my god. Talking about the fucking humidity, the cold, how hot it is in Missouri. Oh wow. Guys, this is riveting. Oh my god, come on. Anyway, quick break. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. God. Really? I missed that, Curious Rose. What the fuck? I missed that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Ah, that is interesting. That's very interesting. Now, that's probably the seat. But that is very fucking weird, though. I agree. Well, I'll take a look at that. Let me smoke one real quick. I know I can see what you're saying. Now, taking the logistical approach, that is probably the seat. However, we will look at it. Yeah, that is very odd. I tell you what, that is fucking odd. That's a nice pickup there, Curious Rose. Wow. Now again, that's probably the fucking seat. Interesting. It's really interesting. Well, yeah, it's like a glare. It does have that effect. That is interesting. We'll look at that. We'll look at that real quick. Hang on. Let's smoke one real quick. It's interesting. Wow. We'll check it out. Hang on. Damn. Quick break. Smoke him if you got him. quick refill on I don't know, coffee, iced tea, something, coffee or tea. All right. Sorry, guys. Forgot to grab something to drink because I was in trauma. Guys, and I totally forgot. That's weird. Totally had gaps in my memory. Yeah, weird. Strange. Even though I was not in any danger. It's weird. Weird how that works. But I have proof. I got proof though, guys. I have a text to myself on my phone that says, "You went to grab iced tea, remember, asshole? See, there's my proof." Okay, right. That's exactly what Mortensen says. We'll get to that again. Hey, here we are. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. There. Very odd.
I hate being in cold.
Does give that appearance, doesn't it? We go back to it too.
You wouldn't like California. So you wouldn't like California. Where we're staying on crashes. It's like 120 degrees outside. I feel like you're melting to this.
Very strange, isn't it?
Worst place ever. Man, actually.
Wow.
Worse than Afghanistan. Missouri. It is so humid and hot, man. Step into the 90s.
Yeah. I know exactly. Hey, curious, I know those EVPs you're talking about. Especially the one where the little girl says mama or something like that.
I've never been anywhere where it's humid. Oh man, it's a different kind of suck, man. It is awful. First time I ever had heat exhaustion was in Missouri getting laid out.
Interesting. Ghost walk through you. Ellie, who? Yikes. What was that like? What was that like?
Literally like soaking wet. I started getting shivers, like getting cold.
Rain.
Called one of the cat here. He's like, yeah, I'm coming to get you. Stay right there. Go good. Of course, awful, dude. Awful. You feel like terrible. Like you're gonna die. Oh, those people. I thought they left. Heard.
Wait, what? What did it? Wait. What is this? Something in black? Something black? Hurt. What? Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, he said he heard a rumor that his friend might have been killed, so he came over here and couldn't get a hold of him. Saw the tape and everything, and now believes it's true. Shit. That's disgusting. He said the rumor out there is somebody died here from fentanyl. And then somebody else said somebody might have got stabbed. I said, well, I can't confirm any of that. So, but the rumors are out there. Yeah. First the press release, then there's 4.
Yeah. And then another rumor is that they got shot. Don't forget that rumor.
Well, it's all over the news. And, I guess, Director of Public Safety's little handle alert that he sent out wasn't very...
Who sent that out?
I think so. I heard it kind of fucked everyone on scene because there was a bunch of people people standing out here like, what's going on?
They
And
were interviewing people, interviewing girls, and saying that they didn't really know for sure everything that was going on, and they couldn't base anything, and they couldn't handle where it came across. A homicide? Are you kidding me? Why couldn't you tell us that? Shit. Yeah, that's one of the things Tyson's working through right now.
So who put the alert out?
And Tyson was in a Zoom meeting with the who's who of U of I, the president and all of his men and women. And of course, everybody knows how to do everybody else's job. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Sound familiar, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Except their own.
They're on the same page. I feel really bad for this kid right now.
Wow, that's cool, Ellie. Damn, Ellie, that's fucking cool. It wasn't the Ram's Head Inn, was it? You probably work at the Ram's Head. No, was that? I don't think that was a work. That wasn't a working in now, right? That was a residence. That was a residence. Lanier and Payne.
Cool stuff. They need to remember their prep box open too. I'm sure they're trying to make sense.
Yeah, but who put the alert out? They said who it. He asked who put the alert out. They redacted the name.
Zach measures the entire room.
Manipulatable image, zoom and measure off, like you said.
Yeah. You can pull it up in the software and you can see how far is that, whatever, from whatever. You can measure right there, exact distance. You just have to send it through references.
I asked him, I was like, how does it all work like it? It's like literally just this little 3-inch long by 1-inch thick thing clipped to the back of an iPad. That's a whole scanner. I'll be lazy.
couldn't your drone do that same thing?
Yeah, kind of. Not to that level of preciseness, but just the base software. You can get it, but
Why your drone have?
I had thought about that, but he hasn't even this one.
I don't think so. I don't think it's
Doesn't get it all.
I want to walk around that dumpster. I've been over there twice now. I mean, with the
Yeah.
back door being open and all that, it doesn't make sense to somebody who never had that. It's so fun with crap. I couldn't find anything that remotely looked like blood and it's all white garbage bags too. So
Right. Right. So yeah, they never went through it. That's right.
I looked in there, same thing. It's actually relatively empty, but I didn't see anything that stuck out. The only part that was interesting is there's a bunch of this like juniper shit growing over there, and you can walk by and stuff a knife in that shit.
I think we need to come back up here in the day tomorrow and walk all this stuff. We were pretty focused on knocking on doors and talking to people earlier. I mean, we looked in some areas, but when we walked to everything, it was mostly like looking for blood and tracks and things like that.
Theo Crown Henley. Oh wow! I saw on the side of an old monastery. Oh my God! You probably had some elemental shit going on there, right? Probably. Oh my God! Yeah. Wow. Cool. Now, if that glare or image disappears from the Jeep, from the Range Rover, I'd be very. Wait, what the fuck? Oh my.
By the time the media spin, it's going to be worse. It's going to be there tonight, stop at the doors, vigilant. There's some good run gun sales at Tri-State. Maybe not that bad, but
I wouldn't have worried.
yeah, so there goes our safest city.
Exactly.
There goes our city.
I just been nervous with getting some momentum. I mean, enrollment was up. People were excited. And shit like this can be real let not hurt. This is like,
Hey, good point, Brett Payne. I think you just gave away why Moscow police wanted to cover this up as desperately as possible. You just said it, Mr. Payne. Just when the University of Idaho was on the up and up, enrollment was up, something wicked this way came, and it fucked your whole little town. And you knew it, right? You knew enrollment was going to drop. You knew your little town was going to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's a good motive here, Mr. Payne, for not investigating this properly. That's right. You just gave it away. Thank you, Bulbous Creation, for your honesty there. Yeah, we talked about this a lot. Something wicked this way came. That's right. And Steve G, as much as I dislike him, he knew exactly the same thing, right, as everybody else here does, right? He knew that this would really sink the town. Thank you, Brett Payne. Thank you. Just when it was gaining momentum, that's right. Enrollment was up. Ellie, that sounds really cool, Ellie. I'll tell you what. Damn. Used to play guitar for them. They probably liked that. That's probably why they didn't leave. They were like, hey, sit here, drink my spirit beer, and listen to some guitar, baby. Wait, what's going on with Rose? Let it come. Hey, is Amy here? Amy was here. Miss Conway. I don't know where she went. Amy, you still here? Oh, that's right. Hey, Rose, we'll be here for you. I was building a house. I don't deserve this, to die like this. All right. Yeah, you definitely cool as fuck there. I may have studied a little bit, Glenn. Just a little. Not a lot, just a little. I studied other things a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Where is the... Okay, there we go. Well, the glare is still there. Oop. Whoa. Okay. Oh. Well, that's an abrupt ending. Sorry, guys. Wow. Oh, there you go. Well, that's the end. Sorry. That's kind of an abrupt shut off there. Oh, I'm sorry, that's part 1, supposedly. Part 1. That's why it's like that. Part 1. All right, part 1. Of course, that's coming from Connor again, once again. All right, what do I want to go to real quick? All right. Real quick break. I want to do a little bit more, and then we'll finish it, okay? Might do one later. I didn't want this one to be super long, so wanted to just show you the rest of that and bitch and moan a little bit, and yeah. You know what I am? I'm a lawman and an outlaw. That's what I am. All right. If you must know. All right. A lawman and an outlaw. You can kiss my rebel dick. All right. No. That's wide herb. That's wide herb. That's wide herb. All right, wide herb. Quick break. Oh my God! We should watch that. We should watch that actually. All right. Just a small bit more. Of course, I always wondered why. Well, I'll show you. I guess the question here is, what is a better, what would be a better description of a perpetrator? Would it be a bushy eyebrow, or would it be a big nose? I don't know. The question here is, again, the very first description that Dylan Mortensen gives of the perpetrator, supposedly, is to Bethany Funk. That's her very first characterization of the suspect, supposedly. Very first one when she gets to the Hobbit's room. Now, Dylan Mortensen claims she doesn't remember what she told Bethany Funk when she got to her room. That's Dylan on 11/17, conveniently forgetting what she told the Hobbit when she got to the Hobbit's room. However, the Hobbit has a different recollection, and she says what Dylan tells her when she gets to her bedroom. Dylan, again, conveniently forgets this little tidbit of information. I wonder why that is, people in denial. Yeah, remember that. But the Hobbit didn't forget. Remember, there's 2 peas in a pod here. Not just 1 pea in a pod, 2 peas in a pod. Right. Yeah. Anyway, before we get to that little tidbit, I want to show you this. Oh, I love you. Hey, 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 hey. All right. Oh my God. Now, I love this movie. I probably watched this movie like, I don't know, 100 times. You got to see the extended version. But anyway, what's wrong with you? That's the question. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me? What have you got? All of you can kiss my rebel dick.
All right, all right. I love you. All right. That's right. Wider. I love you. All right, all right. That whole scene is great, by the way. Anyway. Well, oh my God, Mrs. John. Now listen, we're not starting a war right now. The war will commence later on. It will commence later on. MD is sleeping by the rock. Let him sleep. I'm not waking him up. I'm not waking MD up right now. Nope. Now, remember.
So I think that data came from a call. I think while she was texting me, he left.
He left.
Or the guy. I'm guessing the guy. Because she said she thought it was a guy.
Suspect?
And, yeah. Because she, saw, they made, eye contact as he was leaving. And that's, I think, when she saw the mask and everything.
Right.
And when she didn't tell that to you until later, though, right?
Yeah.
Right. Later.
Where did she see him at, and where was she at when
She said, I believe this is what she said. To me, it sounded like he was leaving through the back door of the kitchen when she saw him. Yeah.
So, and where would she think he saw her?
From her room. She said they made eye contact. I'm almost positive actually.
Did she say anything about being able to identify the race, or?
She said he was white.
She could tell that.
You want pictures of that?
Well, how do you know? Right?
She told you that she was able to tell with the mask. Take a picture of it.
Yes, why?
It's a white person.
Yes, because she said he had a big nose. I just remember her saying that to me.
Remember? That's the very first description that comes out of Mortensen's mouth about the suspect. Not bushy eyebrows, not anything to do with that. It was the big nose. Now, why did Moscow police ignore that? I don't know. I guess they couldn't take it secondhand, perhaps. But, I don't know. Perhaps. But Mortensen conveniently forgets that little detail, right, in her recollection of what the perpetrator looked like. She forgot about the big nose. Weird how that just slipped out of her mind. But that's what she told the Hobbit. People denial. Why is that? Why the ever-changing description of the supposed masked intruder? Why? When her very first non-trauma Latin characterization is a big nose. Big nose. Weird. Isn't that weird, people in denial?
She said that he had a big nose?
Yeah. Nothing to do about his eyes or anything.
And then she ran down.
No, she sprinted.
Yeah, because you made some comment about, she's making a comment that her phone's about to die. And you told her to run down to you. And that's when she came back down shortly after that, from what I can tell.
And what did you say when she got there?
I don't remember.
I don't really remember.
Right?
Just that she was scared and we didn't really know what was happening.
Did you cover this with her initially, this section?
With her?
Yes.
Yeah, I've covered quite a bit of this. This is still tracking with what she's told me from the beginning.
Because
When was that?
did she tell you about whether this person had anything
Like in his hand or
She
anything?
said it looked like a vacuum. So I didn't know what that meant. I thought she was just seeing stuff because she was drunk still.
Oh, yeah, she's still drunk.
What she saw?
She said it looked like a small vacuum that she was holding. So I was confused. I was
I bet.
I thought she was imagining something.
Yeah, I bet. She didn't know what to fucking say. That's the problem. She didn't know what to fucking say to Bethany. You know what I mean? So she made it out as weird as possible. Right? And Bethany's like, okay, she must be still drunk, I guess. Right? I mean, right? But Dylan purposely did this. She made it sound as crazy as possible.
Also, she said triangle thing, wrapped around like a small vacuum. It was what she was trying to explain was really confusing.
This is what she's trying to explain to
Yeah, what she
you.
thought.
Yeah.
So confused.
What's there to be confused about?
So just a quick question about the messages. Like you tell her to run down there. She said, "I'm screwed though."
Scared.
Oh.
I'm guessing that's what she meant. Well, I'm guessing that's what she meant.
I picked up on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I was kind of tracking too, is that she was scared right now.
Nah.
And you didn't call 911. You didn't
Nope.
reach out to anybody else
I
outside the
thought
house.
she was like imagining something.
Imagined something like this before.
No.
Well, no, but she was still half asleep and still drunkish. So I was like,
Okay.
maybe it was just some kid like coming in.
Maybe it was just some kid coming in.
So you guys are both still very unclear.
Like, little G. I don't know.
I mean, kind of foggy head
Yeah.
a little bit, both of you, because you're both awake, just waking up, both still intoxicated.
Yeah.
You guys want to explore any?
I love how they give them, I love how they excuse their behaviors, guys. That's the best part of this. They come up with so many excuses. It's unbelievable.
No, we were too scared to leave because
No, we were too scared to leave 5 feet. Remember, the Hobbit is 5 feet from the front door. We're too scared. Remember?
yeah.
Did you guys want to explore any?
No, we were too scared to leave because just in case someone would like kick back in.
Besides seeing the guy, did she say she saw anything?
And then he cuts her off. See how he cuts her off? See how he cuts her off from incriminating herself even more? Right? That's what he's doing. He cuts her off because the more she talks about why she didn't leave the bedroom, and because she's so scared that somebody's going to kick the door in, well, then the obvious question becomes again, well, then how comes he didn't call 911 right away? But he cuts her off. You fucking cocks. Yeah. See, the minute she starts stepping into shit, Moscow police bails her out. Or Idaho, whatever.
Just in case someone would like kick back in.
Idaho
Besides
State.
seeing the guy, did she say she saw?
See? He cuts her off. Well, why didn't you explore? Well, we were too scared. Okay, well, if you were too scared, why didn't you call 911? That's the logical progression. And there's no answer for that. Because if you answer that correctly, then she's a suspect. The same with Mortensen. See, there's no way around this. And this is what I keep trying to tell people in denial. It doesn't matter which way you try to go with this. You're going to get fucked. Because the minute, I said this a million times before, the minute you lock yourself into a bedroom for 8 hours, you better have a good story behind why you did that and why you didn't call police. And they don't have a good story for that. They never did. And that's where they fucked themselves. They locked themselves into a story and into a room, right? Because A, they were so scared, right? But if you're so scared, the question is, well, why didn't you call police if you were so scared? Because the front door is 5 feet from the room that you locked yourself into. See, it doesn't matter. Hey, we can go any way you want here, people in denial. You're going to lose every time. Every time you're going to lose. So it doesn't matter. You can say, well, they weren't scared. They weren't scared at all. Okay, then why is Dylan Mortensen sprinting down to Bethany Funk's bedroom? Why is Dylan Mortensen saying, I'm scared, when she in fact says, I wasn't in any danger whatsoever? See? We can go all day and all night. And you're going to lose every time based on what they said.
Intoxicated.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
You guys want to explore any?
No, we were too scared.
We were too scared to explore. Right? We're too scared. Uh-huh. Why didn't you call police? If you're so scared. Not only that, you could have easily walked out the front door, and you didn't. So again, just in case someone would, she's going to try, what she's going to say here is, just in case someone was going to come and kick the door in, That's what she was going to say. But the fucking Moscow, the fucking Idaho fucking pig fuckers, he cuts her off so she wouldn't step in shit anymore.
Besides seeing the guy.
See that? He cuts her off. She was going to say because she was afraid someone's going to kick in the door. Which makes no sense.
Did she say she saw anything else at all?
Cuts her off.
There was something around his waist and it was like a vacuum.
Something like that.
Around his
Yeah,
waist
I
or
don't
his
know. It
hand?
was so confusing. She was trying to explain it. I just was not getting it.
Okay.
And then, do you want to know what time I called the others?
In just a minute.
All right. I like that. I like that little snippet. There is a part in here I can't find. I'll find it eventually. Where she point blank says Ethan and Xana never. No, they did not come home at 1:45 a.m. with the others. She says that point blank in this interview. Yes, she does. Anyway, kiss my rebel dick. One last thing before we go for today for this one. We're going to revisit Mortensen again.
Yes, I do. Yes.
And then you're
Yeah, 11:17.
12:49.
For sure, yes. I have a video of that. I could have been there before then. I don't know. But this is what proof I do have.
And that's what you've been using to piece some of this together.
Yes.
This is the proof that I do have. It's not proof of anything. It's proof that you took pictures of them and videotaped them. That's true. But when you say this is the proof that I have, well, that suggests something else entirely, Mortensen. Yeah, we shouldn't even be proof. Proof suggests that you have some evidence of some kind to try to get yourself out of something. To me,
I mean, I didn't fully look at my phone and stuff until my mom was kind of asking me about that, and that's how I've been trying to understand.
I didn't fully look at my phone and stuff until my mom mentioned it to me. Oh, okay.
And time zones, I get.
And that's how I've been trying to understand time zones and timelines.
Timelines, I guess.
I guess.
Can I ask? It's not a judgment question.
Yeah.
It should be a judgment question,
Xana
Miss Gooch.
and Ethan ever stayed at Ethan's house?
No, I don't really know why. I think Ethan. I don't know why Ethan always just liked to be at our house, Xana.
Does he ever mate?
I don't know. All I know was that because of his grades, he wasn't allowed to live at. So he had to get an apartment. I've never been to his apartment.
Welcome,
I
Miss
don't know
Seek.
where it is. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know if Xana's ever been there.
Welcome, Dame
we just never,
Anthus,
asked
Queen
him.
of the
We
Mountain
didn't care. We
God.
liked having him there, so it was never a question to us.
Yeah, it's not a judgment stand.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, did Xana ever go to Ethan's house?
I don't think so.
Well, what would make that question a judgment? Victoria Gooch? There's nothing judgmental about it. What are you talking about? The question is, did Xana ever stay at Ethan's house? What are you talking about?
Not every single night she was at our house.
It's just a question, Victoria Gooch. You fucking cunt.
It's an odd question. You just
I believe I have a strong hatred towards Victoria Gooch because she's the one who introduced trauma into a case where it doesn't belong. And of course the prime suspect fed right into it.
couldn't stay with his fraternity
So I have a strong hatred towards Miss Victoria Gooch.
because of his grades, but we're not even through this semester yet.
So last semester, that's how they depend everything. So let's say you get below that. what you're
Yes, we know, we
that
know,
is
we
what
know, we
you're-
know.
There, they kicked him out.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
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 Yourself up, because maybe we can come back and talk some more. I know that Detective Sergeant Blaker has questions. I have some more questions, but don't let that wait. I can
Yeah.
see the weight of I wish I could give them more.
Yeah.
What you're giving is important.
Yeah.
So when you went to bed, who was still in the house? When you went to bed at 3 o'clock, 3:10, but at 3:11, who was still in the house?
From what I know of Kaylee and Maddie coming home, those two.
Just Kaylee and Maddie. And
But I know Xana was home from what I saw. I don't know if Ethan was with her. I did not see Ethan. He could have been home with her. He could have not been. I don't know.
How do you not know that?
bedroom
Are you talking about the first time I went to bed?
I don't know.
This happened?
I see, yes, because they came home from the grub hut.
After left, yeah.
And you don't, how about, was with you?
Yes, I know it was home because I went, after everything of all this, I went to bed with her in her bed.
All right.
At what time?
I don't know. I have no clue. 4:30-ish. I don't know how long all this happened. I tried to remember and I tried to give a time frame, but in reality, I don't know at all.
So at some point, we always ask this, at some point,
But,
you weren't perceiving a threat.
I never perceived a threat ever.
I never perceived a threat ever. Fuck you, people in denial. I want you to look at this and I want you to... Fuck you, people in denial. I want you to hear this again.
You weren't perceiving a threat.
I never perceived a threat ever.
Even
with
the guy in the hallway?
I mean, yeah, it freaked me out, but it wasn't like... In Moscow, like in a tiny town, you never have to worry.
Here we go with our little Moscow safe speech. That's a rationalization here. You see what I'm saying, guys? I never perceived any threat whatsoever. And therefore, guess what, Victoria Gooch? There's no trauma here. There never was trauma, Victoria Gooch. You're not a psychiatrist, Victoria Gooch. You're not a licensed medical professional to make diagnoses at all. But yet it's you with no proof and in fact a direct contradiction from Dylan Mortensen herself. You still proceeded with this whole trauma nonsense, Victoria. And the reason why you did that was to try to explain away your prime suspect's behavior. That's why you did it. Gooch. I am the greatest, and so is my garden. And I want people in denial to remember that direct quote from Dylan Mortensen. She says, I never felt threatened. I was never in any danger. I never sensed any danger. And then she goes into her little Moscow is safe speech that she rehearsed 1,000 times over. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Therefore, and I conclude, Dylan Mortensen was never in any trauma whatsoever. Nope. And no, and no. She even tells you herself. Anyway, hope you like that. Quick break. And we're going to wrap this thing up. I love you. I hope you like this one. Yeah. I tried to make this less fluffier than the other ones. A little less fluffier. More direct, a shot to the fucking heart. Yeah. Yeah. For everybody who still thinks Dylan Mortensen is innocent. And delaying 911 call for 8 fucking hours. Now, you could say that's why she delayed it. Well, then again, we can go around and round. I say, okay, why is she sprinting down to the Hobbit's room? And why are they too scared to leave the room if there's no danger? Therefore, they should have called 911, right, guys? Right? Because they were too scared to leave the bedroom. Yeah. And again, right there, I fucking have you again. And again, I'll destroy your argument no matter which way you want to go with this. Because, why? Because they lock themselves into a story that you can't get out of. Nope. Nope. It would be different. It would be different if they knew for a fact that the perpetrators were still lurking inside the house. They could hear them, whatever. That's a different story. But that's not what happened here. Not only that, again and again and again, the Hobbit's room is only a few feet from the front fucking door. At which point, they could have walked out of that front door at any time. Again, you just got destroyed. People in denial. You just got destroyed again. This is not a hostage situation. It never was a hostage situation. Mortensen and Funk were never held hostage. Right? No. No. It's ludicrous. Anyway, quick break. It's absurd is what it is. It's absurd. Why do you think this channel exists? You may. Uh-huh. Well, I walk into a Walmart one day. And I was looking at knives. And I asked to see a particular knife with a knife sheath, right? And I pick up that knife sheath and knife, and I decide not to buy it. Weird how that is. Guess what? My DNA is on that knife sheath. But I never purchased it. Funny how that is. Weird. Anyway, I ignore actual blood on the knife sheath that doesn't belong to my suspect. Gee, I wonder how that works, Moscow. Funny how that is. I don't know. Anyway, love you. And let's wrap it up for now. We'll probably do a later one. What do you think? I hope you like this one. Guys. The spirits are no longer present right now. I love you. Shall we go, you and I? Shall we go, you and I? Yes, we shall. Well, speaking of literary references, I'm going to show you this. If you like T.S. Eliot, you might like this. Yeah. Now, this is the single version. I'll show you the single version. How's that? Because the other version is about, well, most of them are like 20 minutes. So, this is the studio version. Like a patient etherized upon the table, my love. I love you. Until later, my dears. Until later, my garden. I love you. Don't forget.